Welcome to the Barter Edge Podcast, your insider guide to smarter business, bigger networks, and better ways to trade. We're here to share real stories, expert tips from different industries, and fresh ideas to help you grow your business using the power of Bartercard. Well, welcome back to another episode of the Barter Edge. I'm Jen, the host for this amazing podcast. And today we have a very special guest with us, Alison Wheeler, who is a high-performance business coach and mentor, an Amazon best-selling author, and a worldwide speaker. Alison, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone and tell us a bit more about what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. So, my background, I'm an occupational therapist by profession. That's sort of where I started. Worked in a lot of businesses or with a lot of businesses, helping them really to stop hurting and harming their people. So, developed a lot of programs in that, worked with very large organizations in terms of injury prevention, also mental health and all of those areas, increasing productivity, systems, processes. So then evolved from there. I've been an athlete my whole life, so I was actually training to go to the Commonwealth Games, fell pregnant with my daughter, which was actually a choice. And then after that, I'm like, now what am I going to do with my life? Because my priorities changed. So pivoted sports, pivoted business, pivoted pretty much everything at that time, and then went more and more into coaching, business as well. A network marketing business, built that up to 7 figures. That was great for the time that it was as well, and helped a lot of other people do extremely well in that industry. And I've worked with hundreds of businesses over the last few years, helping them to grow, to scale, to be successful, but to have a little bit of calm in the chaos as well. Because as a business owner, you can often feel like you think about scaling and you already feel like you're drowning. That idea can be very overwhelming. So helping people navigate that world of how do I get what I want in business, but how does that translate to my life? How do I do that without drowning even further? Because I don't think that is necessary to go down that pathway, having gone down the burnout pathway several times myself.
Alison, I think that really will resonate with so many people trying to get that business-life balance. It seems almost impossible sometimes. Something's got to give, whether it's your exercise or your diet or, then we go into self-sabotage and everything feels like it's out of control.
Absolutely. And I think the fact that we try and have work-life balance is half the problem. I think it's work-life blend. But how do you blend it? What do you want to blend? What's a priority? I think if we keep fighting for balance, I don't think it exists. Because if something in balance isn't moving, think about a seesaw. If it's balanced, it's not moving. Well, in life, there's always movement. In a business, there is always movement. So if we're trying to force something to be stagnant and stationary and balanced and never moving, we're actually looking for something that can't exist. There's no such thing. So then if we go to, okay, well, how about we put that idea to the side and we go, how do I prioritize? How do I schedule? How do I scale? How do I put systems in place? How do I put supports in place so I can actually put time into the things that I value and I want to prioritize? And then what do I need to give up? What do I actually need to give up and say no to? Because as soon as we just keep putting more things on our plate, but we don't say no to anything.
Yeah, and it is okay to say no.
100%, absolutely. And it's essential. It's essential to know what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to.
Yes, absolutely. Now, you have used Bartercard as a platform to help you grow your business, and you've achieved some amazing things through being a member with us. How has Bartercard impacted your business and your lifestyle?
Yeah, look, absolutely. I think Bartercard is an absolutely awesome platform to open doors perhaps that you may not have ever been able to open yourself, or introductions, because the network is so vast and large that you really start to, it's kind of like going to networking group, but you don't actually have to go anywhere. So it's very time effective and time efficient as well, which I love very much. So, those doors that it's opened have been phenomenal.
That's so great to hear. What are some of the more innovative or strategic ways that you've been able to use some of the trade that you've earned through being a member?
Look, probably one thing that I'm very much looking forward to, which is I'm on the countdown to, is we're actually going on a holiday over to Queenstown, and that's through Bartercard. And that is allowing me to bring my entire family together. Yes, I'll do some business when I'm there, but my whole entire family together, and that's my wider family. And at the moment, that means that I can't get that time back. I don't know the last time that my actual family, as in my sisters, my mum, and my husband, my daughter, etc. I don't know the last time we actually had a time where we were all together all at once for something that was positive, not a funeral or a health thing or you know what I mean? Like often you get together for these specific kind of things, and because we're geographically spread, it makes it much more sparse that we do that. So for us to actually come together, I literally cannot remember what year we've actually celebrated something together. Like it has to at least be 10 years ago.
Yeah. And you're so right. I love speaking with you because so much of what you say is like so real. It's real. Like, when was the last time your family was all, like your extended family was all together for a positive thing? And that's going to create memories that'll last a lifetime for everyone in your family.
Exactly. And then we've got the photographer coming to take photos because I'm like, well, while we're there, we need to capture this opportunity. That's through barter, right? Like, so there's all these flow-on effects. And then, you've, I guess, more standard kind of ways of using barter in terms of printing for the business or graphic design for the business, all those kind of other, I guess, more standardized ways as well, catering for events that I run through barter. So I guess they're a little bit more standard kind of trade options. But in terms of, I guess, the holiday side of things, because to me, you can't get time back. So that experiential side and being able to use it for within that realm is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, from your experience as a business coach specializing in service-based businesses, what trends or opportunities do you see for business at the moment?
I think that there are a lot of businesses that are struggling at the moment. Mm-hmm. And I think something that businesses, we can no longer wait for customers to come to us. Mm-hmm. There used to be, I think, circle back several years ago, we could be a little more complacent per se, and it was an easier market. But now we need to be known. We actually have to be actively going out and finding clients and seeking clients and not just waiting for clients and people to come back to us. And with things like, people will often say, I don't have time for that. It's like, yeah, but your business, if your business is stagnant or staying the same, your business is really in a lot of trouble. With the invention of things like AI, there's a lot of ability to leverage some of the basic AI tools. You don't have to be a genius with it. I'm not talking invent chatbots and stuff like that, which may be way out of what most people can think with, but it can speed up the ability to respond to people, and it can speed up your ability to produce content and get information out to the world, because we are fast digesting beings now of constantly having stuff come at us. So, you do need to have a rate at which you are now producing and outflowing information. But I still think never, ever, ever underestimate real connections and utilizing those relationships, sometimes going and doing some of those grassroots building relationships, picking up the phone, talking to people, asking current clients for referrals, all those basic sales basics, which people miss because they're trying to get fancy. And it's like, well, that how did you build your business in the first place? Repeat the successful actions and keep them in place and keep them going while you develop new things and new technology and new marketing.
I love that. So valuable for so many business owners to hear that, especially in our current climate that we're in. And it is a season. Seasons pass. And, we do need to get ourselves in front of people and keep building visibility and credibility. And you've done that incredibly well. Well before I met you, I knew you because of your presence on social media alone. So I hadn't even joined a mailing list or anything at this stage. And then your reputation preceded you because I had so many people I can't believe you haven't actually met Alison yet. You need to book a meeting with her. And then, having that connection via a face-to-face meeting gave me a lot more understanding and trust that you are great at what you do. So getting in front of people is vital, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's that humanization, and you may have heard that term, or it's a big term that's been thrown around more and more now, is you got to humanize your brand. The business owner can't hide behind the brand anymore. People want to know that people exist behind the brand, and particularly with the development of AI, people want to know you're real and not an AI. So more and more, I think that that humanization of brands is going to develop stronger and stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. We can't hide behind a website anymore. And I am so shocked at how many businesses you go onto their page and it's like, where's your origin story? Because that's what makes people connect with your brand, not just your product or service, but your brand. And that's where people are more likely to remember you and refer business to you. Even if they don't need your services, they're more likely to recommend you to someone else.
Exactly.
So if a business owner was thinking about joining Bartercard, and you're very qualified with being an amazing business coach, what advice would you give them?
I would say jump in, because it, like I said earlier to you, it will open up doors that perhaps they hadn't thought of, a way of doing business that they hadn't thought of. And depending on your business, depending on the style of your business, it might be that you utilize it for quieter times or gaps, right? So you don't have these big ebbs and flows. Maybe you want to use it as an exit strategy out of your business to develop a growth strategy. There are so many different ways to utilize Bartercard for the growth and sustainability of your business. I cannot see any negatives.
Thank you for sharing that with us today. Now, do you have an offer for Bartercard members today?
Absolutely. Look, I have just launched my course so I obviously, as you said earlier, I have a book that's #1 bestseller. So I have just literally launched my course for that book. So it's a digital course. It goes through 9 modules, so the 9 superpowers that people have, and really harnessing the actual power that you have as a human being to be able to live the life that you want as well. I'm a big advocate for people finding their voice. And I think the way we do that is through all sorts of different methodologies. Some people it's art, some people it's sport, some people that creative outflow is actually business, right? So whatever that is, but you deserve to live that fully and actually be doing it at the level that you want to your full potential, because otherwise I think you're kind of ripping people off if we're not living to our full potential and being able to give that to someone else, because you're also giving it to yourself at the same time. So the course kind of walks you through how to do that, how to identify that, whilst also making sure you don't burn out at the same time. And it is a step-by-step guide that you could go through over and over again. So I've just launched that. Usually it's valued at $997, but I'm more than happy to offer that to Bartercard viewers for free. They'll just need to grab the code.
Oh, Alison, what an amazing offer for our members today. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing so much with our listeners. I'm sure that everyone's taken notes and, got some amazing takeaways. If you are a member and you want to get in contact with Alison to find out more, check her out in our directory and give her a call and find out how she can help your business survive, but not only survive, thrive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us today and sharing your stories and expertise. If you want to find out how Bartercard can help your business, or if you want to be a guest on our future podcasts, contact our team at hello@bartercard.com. Make sure you tune in for our next episode of The Barter Edge.